Okay, so I've been doing this piece of animation that some of you guys have been looking at me flipping at on the Facebook group, and thanks for all the really positive feedback I've been getting about it. It's really great to know that it's doing the rounds out there. I just thought I'd give you an insight into how I go about doing it. Those of you that watch my YouTube channel know that I'm always talking about thumbnails. It's no different with hair. I mean, I don't know if you can make any sense of these, but like this was obviously thumbnail number 1, and then I've got thumbnail number 2 here, 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 there. So I've just worked basically out a little turnaround of the horse character, and those of you that haven't seen the previous video, I'll just talk you through the poses that I've done. What I've done here is the keys and the breakdowns, and so he's starting there, and this breakdown drawing, he's making a turn, and then he's change of expression in the face, very important. So we have looking, and now we see there's a change of expression in the face, and then he's turning, and you blink on the downward arc, and he's coming up. Now there's a massive change of expression as he's rising right up into this extreme up position. Then he is coming down, and this is the extreme down position. Just look at the the shapes and the silhouette the horse is making is really quite interesting here. And he's going to settle back up there. Now what I'm going to do for you in this video is I think there has to be one more breakdown drawing between this key pose and this key pose, and I'm going to show you how I go about doing that. Now most of this was not done using the lightbox. Most of the keyframes were not done using the lightbox. I would just draw and flick and draw and flick. But when I'm doing more precise work like settling in here, we will need the lightbox. So I'm going to show you the two ways of doing it, because there's a big motion to be had where I won't use the lightbox, and then I'll show you where the lightbox will come into it. So okay, we got to go from hair to hair, and I'm going to go halfway in between these frames. Now you could turn on the lightbox and do it to be really precise with the head like that. But I'm just roughing in here, so I can pretty much see through the paper. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, that's where the end pose is. And if I flip, I can pretty much see that that's where the head is. So I know, because working with the head angle changing, I won't really be needing the lightbox for that. Now for all of this stuff here, because there's hardly any movement, hardly any change, except for the tail, I'm probably going to be turning on the lightbox to do that refined stuff. So let's just go through the fun one, which is the head, and I'll show you how I go about doing things. Now I like to get the side of my pencil, and this is where you really need to know your character's construction in order to go about doing this. People always asking me, how do you keep the same shape, and how are you able to maintain volume? Well, it's all about character's construction. Now I know that the horse's head, the way I've got it, I like to divide it into 3. Same with a person's head, but I divide it into 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you see that there? And that's basically how I know. And then on top of this will sit his eyes, and then his eye width, which is very unrealistic, because a real horse's eyes are super far apart, but I've made them 2 eyes apart basically. So can you see where and I'm just using the side of my pencil, just gently. Don Bluth used to say, kiss the paper, so I like to see that I'm gently kissing the paper. Now, going on in there, knowing about what I know about the horse anatomy, you got this going here, which connects to the muzzle, and then you got, you divide that in half, and you've got so I'm just roughing in. See, you can see that those nostrils are pretty much getting in there, and because I'm settling in, I know that it's round about halfway in between, not completely, because it's like a bouncing ball principle, and I'm just kissing the paper and flicking, constantly flicking. If you watch my YouTube videos, you can see me digitally flicking. Now this part of the head is like a triangle where the bone is actually there, which lets the ear come in there. And then, you know, you got the masseter, which comes along this shape. And you got these tendons and veins that go there. And you can see I'm roughing in this shape here, where you can see that is, you know, and his ears, it's tempting to put follow through on his ears, but I've learned in my research that when a horse is angry, his ears are back. So I'm going to calm down on that bit there. Then I'm going to be, you know, sort of roughing in where I think everything goes. You know, and now here's where our friend the lightbox comes in. Now when you're doing big movements, you don't really need to worry about the lightbox because the things are so separate away. But when if you come in close here, when you can see there's hardly any space for me to go. So I'm just going to rough in where I see, and I'm still flicking, you see, because ultimately I want to know if it works. So I'm just going to rough in halfway through, because I know when I chart it, and I may do another video about the chart, because you don't write a chart when you're animating, you chart it for the assistant, really, because I know what I'm doing and how everything is working. But I'm just going halfway through, because I know that when I chart it, the body and all this will be on a half. The way I've done the head, I might end up putting that on a third. I'll have to analyze the movement a lot later. But can you see I'm just mapping it in? Mapping it in because really a drawing like this would also be left to the assistant because it is such a, you know, linear half. But because what's going on with the head is a little bit complicated, I like to do these drawings for my assistants, because I always say if you give an assistant a scene and you don't get what you expected, it's not the assistant's fault, it's the information you've given. Now I'm putting the tail on a half here. I'm going to turn that light box off. See, that's all I needed the light box for, just that. Now you can see the horse's body. I didn't even concentrate on the horse's body, but it's more or less drawn, and it's all in between it. See, it's all half. Now this tail, when he settles, ideally to this position, I'm going to have to stay on this position, what we call a moving hold, and have the tail come past this way and then swing back that way. But at the moment, I'm just getting from hair to hair, like half like that, because it's very unnaturalistic for it to just settle after a big swing and just stop dead there. Right, now you can see pretty much that the body works. So let's draw in this head here just to show you how this works, and then I'm gonna sign off. So we got to know our eye construction here, which is basically, you know, flipping. We got the cheeks, you know, we got the ducts and the eyebrow on top, just like that. And the other one this way. So you see, drawing is very important to animation, but it's also about the manipulation of the shapes. And if you've been following me, you've been know that I've been really studying horses, really trying to get my understanding of horses down. Well, that's only so that I be able, see, I'm breaking the arc there, which is not good, but so this will have to go here, only so I'm able to start breaking this character into shapes that I can animate. So you can see I'm squaring things off, making them very graphic. Now these nostrils, they're just diamonds, and I like to echo the, you know, subliminal message to the viewer. I like to echo the expression of the eyes with these things. You know, a horse flares and opens his nostrils accordingly, and it's got cartilage between the cavity, which creates the nostril shape anyway, you know. and we have the lip, the orbicularis oris, which is the technical name for it. And you can see I'm going to draw a straight line here because, see, that's how we get the chin. It ain't rocket science once you understand how you construct and manipulate shapes. And I know that these teeth are 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, and they're pretty much going to be bang on. See? And the ear is going to be this leaf shape here. Finally, we got the hair, which is going to be a, you know, I like to go around this area of the horse, which is called the crest, and have a bit of hair. So you map out where your hair designs are going. So you have a bit of hair going on the crest area there. And then always choose a frame, which is what I'm doing now, rather than focusing so much on this one. Always choose a frame that you are going to what we call favor. Now I'm going to be slowing into this frame, so I'll probably half it again and half it again, and then have another 6 or 7 frames in between. I'm throwing a blink there to settle so I can have time for the tail. But always choose a frame that you know that you're going to be favoring. Now I'm just going to roughen the tail here, and I won't black it in because this is an in-between rough, and I'll probably need to tidy some things out and make sure that some arcs are working that I might have missed. I might have broken a few arcs and need to refine, and that's why some of the drawings are in black and some of the drawings are in blue. But essentially, it is going to go something like this, which is these 3 frames here. Okay? And already there is a slight arc here where I would rather it be there, and I will fix that in the tie down. I know the body is pretty much 100%, and if we get all of it together, I'll try and give it a flip for you guys. So this is essentially, oh, my head's in the way there. This is essentially how it's looking. Okay, now that is how I've been doing my hand-drawn animation. Thanks for watching.